Well, hello there. Today I am deep inside Penny, and this is another episode on sorting this Rover Streetwise out. So welcome to Beards and Bangers.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
So you'll have seen my fleet update video a week or so ago, and I showed you Penny, the car I spent the longest on that video talking about. So just been out to Oxford and got some new wings. These were advertised on Facebook Marketplace. I hadn't spotted them, but thank you to 2 subscribers, Dan Hooper and Pingu Concord, for pointing them out to me. So I've been across there to get them. As you know, both wings need some attention. One on the driver's side's got a bit of a rust spot, and the other one's got a crease in it, so it'll make life a lot easier just by putting new wings on. So we'll have a bit of a painting party at some point. But what I'm going to do today, if you look above my head, I've got a very saggy headlining, so I'm going to firstly get the headlining out. I'm doing 2 headlining videos in the coming week, so I'm starting with the easy one because this is a hatchback, and it's a lot easier to get the headlining biscuit out of a hatchback. And then young Austin's going to help me do the Rover 75 because that's a bit more challenging being a saloon. So job number 1 today is to actually get the headlining out. That involves removing quite a lot of trim, so I'll grab the camera and show you what's got to happen. So working from front to back, we've got to get the sun visors off. So we've got 2 screws here, we've got 1 screw here on both sides. We've got to get all this trim out. Now getting this trim out is actually quite handy because this radio in Penny has got Bluetooth hands-free, but it doesn't work currently because there's no microphone. But in the glove box there is the microphone for this stereo. So before I put this piece of trim back in, I'm going to have the microphone kind of up here somewhere. So we'll do that as part of sorting out the headlining. So we'll get all this trim off. We've got 2 little pressy things at the back there, and then we can get all this trim off round here. So we can then slide the headlining out through the boot and clean it up, get the material off and thrown away. We have got to get this light out as well, which should just actually I'll try and do that now with a trim release tool. This should just pop out. You can see that's just gonna pop out of there. So we'll do that in a sec. So I'm going to start off by, we've got these rubbers round the door. If we just ease those out, I've driven the car this morning. I've done, I don't know, 100 miles so far today. So the rubber's nice and warm, so that's out straight away. Then we can start to get out this trim here. So let's get the camera mounted up, and then we'll start on this bit of trim here. So I don't know how well you can see, but I've got various tools here that'll help me remove this trim. So this one's got a little clip here, and hopefully this is just gonna, oh dear, I've never done this before, so I am not making it up as I go, but just trying to find all the clips. There are probably much better videos of this happening by others, but we'll have a go. We like to have a go. There we are, that's come out fairly easily. Oh, there, that's it. And actually just slide out. There we are. We can have a good clean up of various areas like this while we're doing it. So that's 1 piece of trim removed. And one thing I will do when the headlining's out is I can actually get to the boot panel, get to the inside and get some rust killer in there, and also treat it with some wax oil. Well, this headlining's very posh. It's got a press stud here, so yeah. So we'll do this on the other side, and then I'll just quickly show you getting the sun blind out. So this should be fairly straightforward. There's 1. 2, and I must put these in a safe place because I'm very good. Oh, here we go. Straight away dropping 1, so these can go in the little cup holder down here. So that's the sun blind off. We'll pop that there, so it's there we are. So there's 1 sun blind off. So that actually holds. I don't know how well you can see. Let's just have a look. So that actually secures the headlining in place right at the front. We've also got this little press stud here, so we'll have to probably get this little trim tool in here just to prise that out. Let's have a look. So obviously the headlining that I put There we are, that's out. So it's just a presser. So what we'll need to do is remember to cut round that and keep that, because that's that little bit's really important. So that's the front done already. I'm going to put this rubber back as I go, because it will make getting in and out of the car a lot easier. We've then got this piece of trim here that needs to come off, so I'm going to jump in the back and start working around the car like that. So that's the front now completely out. Give us an opportunity to have a clean up in these areas here. This is where I'm going to run the microphone up here, so that'll be a nice easy place to keep it, tuck it out the way, so we can see what we've got to contend with. So we've got this extra little pressing here, which I forgot was on there, and you've got where the sunblind mounts in there. So we've got the rubber kind of dangling at the moment. I'm going to chuck those new wings, which are there, in the house, so I can get in the back and start getting the trim off back there. So I'm now in the rear of Penny, the first time I've been in the rear of Penny. That sounds very risky, doesn't it? So we'll start by getting this rubber trim off as well. Let's open the door to help that. There we are, it's coming out fairly easily actually. So get it down to about this level, so we can easily get this trim off. Let's I haven't brought the tools in the back with me, but we'll see what we can do. Just gently, be careful here, because we've got the alarm sensor and the sensor for the plectron, so we don't want to damage the wiring there, because that will give us some serious trouble. I'm just having a sort of feel around just to see. Can't see any screws that are obvious. And that's definitely wanting to come off. There we are, that's it. Oh, that's brilliant, that's good. And that pretty much is all we need to do, because that will now we can now slide that out. You can see the material's just completely gone. So we'll do the same on the other side, and then we shall get the biscuit out, or take the biscuit. So that's the same now done on the other side as well. We've got no little press fixings down the side here, but we have got these two to take out here. So I'm not just gonna lug them with my fingers. I'm gonna put this tool in just to ease them out, because we want to reuse them. I don't know how easy these are. You can't actually see that. I don't know how easy these are to acquire, so we don't want to be losing those. There's one on top of my head here. So we'll just ease that tool in again. It may just come out pretty easily. And I'm going to have to do this in two parts, this video, because the supplier of the adhesive hasn't had the delivery, which is a bit frustrating. There we are, that's out. So I'm putting it in the various cubbies we've got here, and then last job is just to prise out the light, which should come out fairly easily. I normally just press in and out. You can hear the kind of the foam and the glue disintegrating as we do that. Come on, you want to come out. Just pause for a sec while I think about this. So I'm just wondering if it's actually bolted in here, so we'll get an electric drill on it and make life a bit easier. Yes, it was two 9mm bolts. You can now see that I've got headlining all over my head because it has loosened off. So we're going to go around and get it out the boot, which I shall do in just a sec. So the peril of doing this, of course, you end up getting covered in the orange foam. So I'm just going to get the keys and we'll open the boot up. Now, I've been having trouble with this plectron, so we'll see how quickly the boot. It's opened pretty quick. So. Right, so we'll just drop this parcel shelf down, and then we should be able to just extract the headlining out the back like this, and then we can move on to the next phase. Getting caught on something. that's one side loosened off. I'll try it with this side as well. This is not the nicest job in the world, but it is necessary. And there we are, one headlining out. So the next job is to obviously throw this fabric away and start cleaning this bit up, because we can't reuse this. This has come away from that, so it's not that this has lost its adhesive. The adhesive should be on the underside of this. So we'll go in the house and start cleaning this up. So there we are, headlining out. This lead has come out, but it wasn't damaged, thankfully. So yeah, we now know that that's held in by a couple of bolts. Actually quite good, because we can see we have got a bit of corrosion on this. This is where they all go. We've got this build-up of panels around the boot, so we can actually treat this and just prevent it going any further. I'm not going to rebuild this part of the car, because the Streetwise aren't that valuable yet. I'm going to save the panels and the effort and the expense for the BRM, because obviously they are, not being funny, but they're worth a little bit more money. So without further ado, we can get a good view of the there we are, the inside of a Streetwise roof. Pretty much any R3, one would think. So we'll lock the car up and we will go, shut up Siri. We will go inside and start cleaning the headlining biscuit itself. So here is the headlining on my floor. Obviously you've got to be very careful. You mustn't bend this, you mustn't damage it. You've got some delicate parts there. Just to recap, the issue is that this foam detaches from the material that it comes with. So when we actually reattach, you'll see the foam kind of glued to the headlining. So it's not there's not glue between here and the fabric. The glue's on the underside of this foam. So what we need to do is if we try and stick straight onto this, it's just gonna, I'll turn you around so you can see me ever so slightly. Right there. If you just try and stick straight onto this, it'll just come straight off again. Someone has actually put some adhesive. This is the front of the headlining here, this edge here, and someone has actually tried to put some glue on, so that the adhesive was a lot stickier here. They've obviously taken the foam out and just stuck the fabric with something very, very adhesive to the front. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to run the vacuum cleaner, run a special attachment I've got on the vacuum cleaner over it first, just to try and lift this off, and then we'll have to get the power drill with a brush, and it'll just fly off in all different directions. But I want to get it really clean. When I did the TF one back in the summer, I didn't get enough of the foam off, I don't think, so it had a slight bobbly texture. So let's get the vacuum cleaner and see what we can get off with that. This attachment has got kind of a scraper on it. I'm going to try and see what happens with this. So you can see that is getting some of it off. We'll still need to go over with a brush after, just to get the worst of it off, and we'll do that when it stops raining. So we'll do it outside. Right, so the vacuum cleaner is not really doing enough, so we're going to take at it with the drill, and we'll carefully you've got to be careful. So there's a bit of damage there on the actual biscuit, not enough to worry about. We can actually re-glue that, but we've just got to carefully go around and just brush it all off. Then we'll have to remove these bits. see that's just making light work of doing this. So we'll keep working around. So we've still got a residue, so we need to get this off, because that's just going to mean we get a bobbly headlining, which we don't want. Be really careful with the edges. And try doing this job is you get absolutely covered in the foam, but it is what it is. So it's too sticky for the vacuum, so I was going to brush it like so. It's important to get this off, A, for the texture, but B, you don't want this loose foam on the biscuit because it will prevent good adhesion. And there we are. So, join me for part 2. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see the next part of this and get a notification. Next time we'll be finishing off cleaning this, as well as applying the new fabric and refitting it to the car. See you again soon. Goodbye.